We'll start, please, with Anne-Marie from Premier League.
Good afternoon, Mikel.
Hi.
This match on paper has the potential to be extremely tight and competitive, given that Brighton are 1 point behind the league leaders Liverpool and Arsenal are back in the top half of the table. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that it will be a really difficult game. They've been in a really good run. They are playing well. They're getting the results that they deserve, and it's a really competitive match that we are heading ahead, and we know the importance of it.
How much did the team take heart from the fact that Arsenal did the double over Brighton last season, 3 goals, 0 conceded?
That's a different season, different momentums, and we should not focus on that. Just focus on how we're going to get prepared to have the possible performance, and after that, try to win the game.
Sadly, no Granit Xhaka due to a significant knee injury. Of course, we send him all our best. Does this pose a selection dilemma for you, or is this a chance for some players to show how they can be adaptable and flexible for your system?
Yeah, obviously it's really bad news personally for Granit because he had a couple of incidents already this season with the COVID, with the suspension, and now with the long-term injury. But he's a strong man. He will use this time to focus on other things, and I'm sure that he will be back in the right place when he's back. But obviously he's a big player for us, someone really important, and he will be missed. But other players have to step in.
And finally, just a quick word on the opposition. What do you make of Brighton's strong start to the season under Graham Potter?
That they deserved it. It's a closing Graham take him that he changed a little bit the way of playing, and they've been getting good results and very consistent the way they play. So credit to them, and they're doing a good job.
Thank you. Best of luck for Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Geraint?
Mikel, can I just ask a supplementary question to Granit? Just what's the prognosis exactly? I know you know, in fairness, you've given a fairly detailed extent of the injury. What's the prognosis, and how do you cover a player like Granit off the field as well as on the field?
Well, first of all, it's a significant injury, but he probably escaped an even worse injury that he could have had on the action, because that action for the crucial ligament is a tricky one. So yeah, it's what it is. His mentality is top. He knows what he needs to do now. Hopefully he can escape surgery as well, which is something really, really important. And after that, just start preparing himself the best possible way, because time flies.
Just in terms of some other things coming up now from the weekend, so much is obviously made because it's a big rivalry with Tottenham and you've won it. But what has the feeling been like this week? You know, you've got 3 results, positive results back to back, a fantastic performance as well as a result against Tottenham. What you feel has changed this week with the atmosphere at the club, and what momentum do you think you've potentially got now?
Well, obviously, it's a special match, winning in front of your fans, and as you said, the way we did it in a convincing way, and gain the result that you wanted. Enjoy it for a little while, and now put that game aside, and all our focus should be now on Brighton. We have experienced a beautiful day with our people, and we want another one after Brighton, and we have to earn that. And the best way to do it is just focus on that game, because there were things that we should improve as well from the Spurs game.
How do you feel maybe your longer term plan that you've been working on for a very long time is starting to come to fruition?
Now the plan is in place, but the things that really matter for the plan to evolve and develop is the present, and we have to focus on what we need to do in the present, because the rest is already been designed, planned, and thought about it. But what is going to allow us to do that is just the present, so we have to focus on that.
Just a couple of questions on some players, if I may. You know, obviously Aaron Ramsdale, brilliant at the weekend, but it causes problems with Bernd Leno as well. How is he managing not playing at the moment?
No, it causes that everybody has to raise the level, and that's, I think, really positive. And it's happening in different positions, and you can see when players are coming in now, they are fully ready to take the place. And now it's going to happen with Granit, and before it happened when he was suspended, and it happened in other positions, and players are coming up and showing that they are ready, because the way they train and the way they behave is top. So after they get rewarded when they have the minutes.
I'm thinking probably in the next 15 minutes, Ben White will be included in the England squad. We expect that to happen. Can you just a word on, again, his progression and the kind of player he is for yourself and could possibly be for England?
Well, I've been very impressed with how he handles the pressure, with how he handles the situation of coming through the Euros and paying a big fees, and the composure and the calmness that he shows, and as well the willingness to learn, to improve, because he realized that he's still really young, he's still in the development process, and there are things that he can achieve, and we already enjoying together, and we have to continue like that.
Just a final question, if I may. You slightly alluded to it in the question. Just the relationship with the fans, because it's been difficult because Arsenal haven't been achieving what you necessarily want to do, but people are seeing things happening. Obviously very, very happy about the weekend. How does it help you when the Emirates Stadium is buzzing, when your coaches and yourself, you're all embracing and everyone is happy and enthused? How does that help you?
I always said I've been here 18, 20 months, and for 16 or 17, we haven't had our people with us. So it's impossible to build anything because they are the biggest part of our foundation. And when they are with us and they are embracing what we're doing, you see the difference, because they are able to create momentum and create the energy and the passion that they did in the weekend. And when that happens, the team responds. Thank you.
Ian, talk.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
Hi. Good.
Good. You've been nominated for Manager of the Month, which is very different to the end of last month, whereby everything hadn't really kicked off for you. You'd lost your only 3 games, hadn't scored a goal. Amazing how much difference a month can make.
It's the beauty of this sport, yeah. And we all know that perspective changes quickly in both ways. So you always have to be on your toes.
I mean, to that end, you lost your first 3, but you won your last 3 in the league and 5 in all competitions. Is that what the ride is going to be like for Arsenal this season? A real roller coaster, 1 month up,
hopefully not.
1 month.
No, this is what we want to avoid, and we don't want that. We want to be stable and consistent in performances, which will lead to results. And we know this league is so competitive, and anybody can beat you, anybody can put you under difficulties. So, as I said before, you have to be on your toes, because any detail can change any momentum.
It is a big game for Ben White against his old club. I thought last week he was sensational alongside Gabriel. Going forward, is that your feeling that they could be your number 1 centre-half pairing?
Well, they played really well at the weekend. Their understanding it's getting better. The cohesion between the back 4 as well, it's getting better. The more they play, it would keep improving. And we have different partnerships that they can work, but certainly they did well at the weekend.
Emil Smith-Rowe is another player who always gets headlines. Can I ask you, how good do you think he can be?
We will see. He's very good right now, and he can get still much better. There are things in his game that he must improve and develop, and he's so hungry to do that. So it would depend on how the teammates help him, how we can help him. He's confident, his head, how he takes the next step, and how he handles with price, and how he handles with negativity and pressure as well.
Because I think you were at the club when Jack Wilshere started coming through. I know it's hard and wrong to compare players, and Emil hasn't got the injury problems that sadly Jack had. But would you say there's that kind of feeling around Emil that there was when Jack came through?
It's exciting that people are seeing our academy players with the potential to become big players for the club. And that's already a joy that they believe that's the case, because we do believe that they have the potential to do it. And now that potential has to become reality and fulfill it.
And last one from me, I know you've been asked about it before, but it's once again an issue. Players going away on international duty to red list areas, and maybe the suggestion that if players were double jabbed, maybe they wouldn't have to have such a strict quarantine when they got back. Is this maybe an opportunity for clubs, managers to sit down with players and, again, maybe reiterate the advantages of being vaccinated?
Yeah, we have tried in various ways. And at the end, the decision is by the player, because they are not forced to do it. But obviously, it will be extremely helpful for the clubs if players can do that, because it wouldn't restrict their mobility, and more importantly, it wouldn't restrict their ability after to compete with the clubs who we are responsible to pay them and look after them and play the majority of the games in the season with.
Well, good luck at Brighton, Mikel. Good luck.
Thank you.
George, BBC.
Thanks, Mark. Mikel, hello. Mikel, for the last few years at Arsenal, it's always felt that the club's never far away from a crisis. After the last 3 games, is it time that the teams sort of move away from that sort of tag now? And what's the last month been like for you compared to the previous month, for the first month of the season?
I think that feeling is very necessary at a big club. Because every defeat is a crisis, and it should be a crisis, and you have to deal with that pressure. And if you want to be the best, you should be able to cope with that, and you have to realize that the excellence is the only way and the only thing that is expected, and anything else is not good enough.
Does it not add so much unnecessary pressure though on you and your players when one defeat is just totally changes the atmosphere and the dynamic of the team and the club?
That is the history. We have the great history we have, because we have that competitive edge, that mentality as well, and that willingness all the time to look further and have that ambition. And in order to achieve that, you need to be able to deal with that.
Can I ask you another one about Granit Xhaka? He's had a rocky relationship with the Arsenal fans. So how much is it going to be a blow losing him for the next 3 months? Because he seems like a crucial, integral part of your team, and you always pick him in big matches.
Well, he is, and he's a big loss, and we're going to lose him for a while. And we'll try to keep him as close as possible to the team, and he will evolve and develop in other areas. It's the first big injury that he's had. We are here to help him, and I'm sure we will find other ways around the team because we have some other really good players that will step in and do the job.